Welcome back, everyone. Today it's kind of been an awkward day. We're tearing more stuff apart than anything. We got Ethan here working on his bed. I'm modifying this truck, which is more or less what this video is going to be about right now. And we did take the bed off the truck for now because I like to modify some stuff on here. And we'll talk about that in a real quick. But first of all, let me show you what Ethan's got going on here on his bed. I forget where we even showed last on this, but anyhow, toolbox up here. For the moment, he's trying to figure out where he wants to put his oxygen acetylene bottle. Thinking about in here, thinking about putting them here with a cutout for the acetylene here, so on and so forth. Still haven't put lights in it yet, but working around, same thing. I got his lead well over here, basically like I have on that bed over there. He'll have three tubs here essentially, and one for remote or grinder, and then ground and lead, or vice versa, whatever. But that's what he's working on. So we've already been at this all day. It's probably like at least 3 or 4 o'clock now. And anyhow, I've just been more or less helping Ethan and here and there, cutting some stuff out on the plastic table. Got the bed off. Still need to make another lid and whatnot. But today's focus is going to be on this truck here. So as you all know, this is a truck. We built the air suspension. Everything's more or less custom. The bars are from Infamous Fab. You can look them up. And I don't have any complaints. It's been awesome. A couple weeks ago, whenever we had the hurricane come through, Ethan lives over in Daytona. And this truck was kind of out of commission at the time, his truck here. So we decided, hey, we're going to take this truck because I got the ball over there. We put the hitch on the back whenever we moved his camper, and it pulled awesome. It did awesome. You know, no complaints there, nothing. So obviously, you know, the overall problems with the bed is ideally the back should be over the axle, but I didn't want to have to notch frame or anything here, and it was just kind of too much, I don't know. So anyway, I decided to put the bag behind the axle. Well, in doing so, obviously we're creating a lot of axle wrap on the back, but the 4-link takes care of that. So, you know, don't get me wrong, this works. I've hauled the welder home, Ethan's SA200 home on that bed. We pulled the camper with this truck. You know, it'll hold the weight, no problem. But a couple things that I don't necessarily care for that we're going to kind of address today. One being, well, this is, hang on. So one being, it's not really, we can't really address it right now, but in the future, these are all bushings in here, and as you can see, this bar here is always under constant tension, right? If it's being pulled apart, this one's under constant compression because of the bag on the back of the axle wanting to wrap it backwards. Well, my cause of concern is this bottom joint right here. Now, like I said, it's held up, it's stayed strong so far. But me thinking about it, not necessarily worrying about it, but just kind of like, you know, this is under tension, under compression. So it's real easy for this thing to move side to side. You know, it's being pulled here, yes, but ultimately I'd like to stiffen it side to side because there's really no, you know, it's just 2 pieces of 1/4-inch plate on either side here. So it could, you know, being there's so much compression on it, you know, a bad bump one way or the other, whatever, it could cause this to go left, right, you name it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a plate on here and then just kind of brace over the frame. Probably just run a piece of piping just to brace it a little bit, keep it where it's at, not let it move anymore. So that's not anything special, but we're going to try to take care of that. And same thing up here, it's not as bad. You know, this is being pulled rather than being pushed, so I think, you know, being pulled from this angle, it has a less of a chance to move, in my opinion. And also, really, it can only go one way and out, so we might just add a little piece from here to the frame, weld that, maybe not. But nonetheless, we are going to modify this, and then back here on the back, more or less the same thing. These bags, you know, there's only way out here, it's just this plate that's holding the bags from going this way. And also it's kind of, you know, these bags flex so well, and I'm kind of having issues, not issues, I should have put more of a fender whenever I built the bed over there. because these bags flex so well, I mean, this thing just tucks just any which way. So that being said, you know, there's at any given time there might be more tension or pressure on one side or the other on the bags. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie them, we're going to tie the bag mounts together. One of you guys actually, or maybe a couple of you all, suggested this before, that I should tie them together. And a lot of big trucks, they are tied together, meaning the bag mounts are, you know, tied together behind the axle. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I cut out some brackets on the plasma table earlier. I'll show you them real quick. So I cut, this is the one for that side, but I cut these out earlier, and all they more or less do is they're going to kind of, I cut them to where we can put a 2x2 square tube, 2x2 square tube, but they're just going to go kind of like this between the bag mounts there, and then I can't, oh, is it gonna stay? It's gonna stay. And then we will put a piece of tube like so between the two. So that's the plan. That's what we're gonna try to accomplish, is just more or less clean this suspension up a little bit and go from there. But that's all. There's, like I said, this thing is road awesome. It's awesome having the air ride for everything. It just rides so much better. But like I said, it's just kind of, you know, now I'm just wishing that I would have kind of done it a little differently. But we are going to be doing kind of an air ride setup on Ethan's truck. I already mentioned that before, but keep an eye out for that here in the near future. But for the time being, we're going to get to work on this. So anyhow, guys, take it with a grain of salt. You know, I'm no expert by any means, but I'm just going to try to make it as best I possibly can. So let's get to work. So I just painted everything up. It's still drying, but anyhow, this is just kind of the brace that we're gonna go with for right now. It's gonna work. It is gonna dry gloss, or I mean, it's gonna dry flat black. It's kind of glossy right now, but that should give us, you know, some rigidity, you know, this way and also side to side. So that should be good there. Back here, what would be a paint job without a bunch of runs in it? Like I said, it's still glossy, but I can't paint with a rattle can. I absolutely suck with that. And same thing over here. Same kind of brace. They might not be totally the same, but it's going to do its job where it's going to hold it nice and strong. So I wanted to go right here on the radius of this tube, because essentially that's the strongest point. You know, if you were to weld something straight here, there's a lot of movement here, and i.e. Same thing on the bottom. Not so much on the bottom because it's not that thick, but on that radius, that's just kind of the strong point of it. So that's what we did there. We're just going to kind of wait a few minutes for the paint to dry, and then put it back together. Alright, so we're going to keep this video short and to the point. We got to accomplish what we needed to do on this, and as you can see, awesome runs, awesome. But we got it done. The only thing that I was going to add, possibly maybe, I was going to add like a piece up here to kind of keep this from shifting back and forth, but I'm not going to worry about that at this time. We're just going to send it like it is, but we got our supports on that like we need to. So that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you all in the next one. We're going to try to get more accomplished than what we did tonight, but just to kind of keep things separate, we're going to end it here, and we'll pick up later. So thanks, guys.